Hey everyone, this is Aunt Jeanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you doing today? This is a beautiful day on Saturday. I wish my friend could have come over today to walk. One new thing I put on Facebook that I really needed somebody to walk with, and because I'm not supposed to walk on my own, and one of my acquaintances, she's actually a really good friend of my best friend from high school, said, "Hey, she's in the same boat." So I got cat hair all over me. Um, and she would like to walk with me. So her husband works nights, mine works nights. He walks a lot, doesn't want to walk on his days off, which is the same with my husband. My husband walks literally at least 20 miles a night while he's working. So, goodness. Sorry. He gets in his stuff. Um, maybe not quite 20 miles, but lots of times it's 10 plus, depending on if he's got to work overtime or not. But oh, I forgot. Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to anybody who is new. Um, I'm hoping to tape today my giveaway winner for the collaboration with Connie, and but my best friend is coming over, and I've had a couple tapings that I wanted to do, and one of them I wasn't going to do because nobody tagged me in it, at least not that I had seen. And I'm sure they haven't because you need to put a tag in the description and that should show up somewhere in my notifications or whatever. But anyway, it is the 23 non-yarny things about me. I saw Ella do this one. She just put it up, I think, yesterday. Ella from No Catchy Name, who we all know is like my favorite yarny YouTuber. Um, but she just put it out there for anybody who hasn't done it because it's been out for a while. Um, if you haven't done it, go ahead and do it. I know some of these have been answered in my intro video, but I wanted to go ahead and do it, and I thought it would be fun. So, let's see. They're all, what is your favorite? So I'm AJ's Personal Touch, and here are my 23 non-yarny things about me. Number one, what is your favorite color? Yellow. Um, like I said, I don't get to crochet with it as often as I'd like to, or I guess I could crochet with it more often, but not everybody else likes yellow, so I don't get to because I don't know as many people who like yellow. My mother-in-law did, but she's passed away now, so I can't make yellow things for her anymore. Um, sorry, I have these cakes of yarn that I have been doing. I've been working on the scrappy basket from the tutorial from the Yarn Geek, which I am up here. I am changing it a bit. I added a different stitch right now on just one row so far. I don't know if I'm going to use it for maybe 2 rows. I don't know. I'm getting tired of doing single crochet, so I switched it up to the half double. I still needed something that was going to be dense. So, yeah, I decided to change it up just a tad. I mean, it's not a lot. So, and here's my squirrel moment. So, but I started with full skeins of Joann's. I always forget the name of the yarn. The label that's stuck over here. Big Twist. So I got her Joann's yarn store, craft store. I got their super value big twist yarn in in the big skeins, and they have gotten to be about halfway gone or a little more, and they're getting really floppy, and the yarn just keeps tangling up really bad. So My suggestion for any of you, if you ever do this project, cake your yarn up first, because I don't think it will get as tangled as easy. And if it does, you will have the cakes to move around instead of like the bigger skeins to try and move around and untangle it. So, or I guess do like I did and get it to a point and then cake them up. But I think if you could cake them from the beginning, that like I think my um, yarn spinner wouldn't do a cake that big with how big the skeins are. So I would have to, like break them apart. I didn't want to do that. So, yeah, so use it down a little until you think you will be able to put it on there. I'll have to try with one of those skeins and see if I can get a full one on there or not. That might be how my last one got broken. I ended up having to have a new one sent to me. Anyway, back to this. What is my favorite genre of music? I love all music. Pretty much all music. I used to say all music except hip hop and rap. Um, but there actually is some that I like. I don't know the artist names. I just hear the songs and I know that I like it. And I know that I liked Eminem. My daughter used to listen to Eminem all the time when she was younger. And it I ended up having a pretty decent liking of Eminem's style of music as well. But what do I listen to the most? If I go by what I listen to the most, it would be country because not just because I have the station set here for when I want to turn our old stereo. Yes, we have a stereo um, on. I turn it to country, but I also have U93, which is our pop station on there as well. And I also have Sunny 101 on there, which is our quote oldies station. Um, but then they changed it to a format that's got new and old mixed together. So I really like that one. And you get like a mix of everything. It's all popular music, but you get country, you get a mixture of basically everything on there except for like hip hop and stuff because it's more of an easy listening station. So, but yeah, pretty much like everything. What is your favorite food? Um, if you're going by types of food, my favorite food is Italian. Um, if you're going by one food, what do I gravitate to the most? Right now it's hard because I can't eat a lot. So protein bites is what I would say. I make homemade protein bites. Um, let's just stick with genre and say Italian. I can't think right now of what my absolute favorite go-to fruit is. Um, I can tell you when I'm sick, what I want is mashed potatoes. So most of my family knows if I'm asking for mashed potatoes and I'm pretty sick and I can't get up and make anything for myself. And that's usually what I want. Anytime that I am just too tired and I can't get up to make anything for myself, I want mashed potatoes. And because that means I'm feeling extremely bad. Um, so normally I can get up and at least put something in the microwave. When I can't even do that, my husband will, if we have instant mashed potatoes, which I know some people be like, ooh, but sometimes you just have to. He'll put them on in the microwave. I prefer to make them on the stove, um, which is why I'm like, I can't get up and make it, but he'll put them in the microwave. I'll be satisfied because I'm sick. But when we can have homemade mashed potatoes, that is the best. And I just had my dad's for Easter, and I had not had his mashed potatoes in years. And I was in heaven. Let me tell you, I was in complete heaven. My mom did send home some turkey roast, but it was too thick for me. I could not eat it. not thick but dense. So I ate a pretty decent sized container of mashed potatoes and split it up through the day. So, but I was in heaven, like I said. My dad has made the best mashed potatoes, I think, throughout my whole entire life. My grandmas were good, both my grandmas, but my dad's were the best, top notch, still are. Um, Favorite soda slash pop. I really can't have pop anymore. Um, except for well, for the longest time after I had gastric bypass surgery, I had the Roux-en-Y. You're not allowed to have carbonated beverages. So I went literally years without drinking another soda or pop, and I didn't really miss it. I drink a lot more iced tea, water, but usually water with some kind of mix in it. After that surgery, for the first couple of years, it's hard to drink straight water because for me, I didn't know what taste it was. I always said I figured it was the enzymes from my stomach or whatever, but you get this bad taste, and to combine it with water was just nasty. So, yeah, sorry, I was petting on the cat outside, and even though I know because we've checked over for fleas and stuff, I always feel itchy when I come in the house. Even though I know I'm okay and I don't have anything on me. It's just one of those things. Um, yeah. Anyway. Oh, so I'm not supposed to, but they changed it up the last couple of years ago. My dietitian said I could have ginger ale because sometimes when I was sick, I was still needing something. And in the hospital, they would give me Sprite even when I told them I wasn't supposed to have, like carbonated beverages. So, my dietitian said it was fine now. I've been out of the surgery for enough years and that I can have ginger ale. I can have any carbonated beverages I want, basically. I just have to not drink, like a ton of them. So, my favorite that I have found is actually considered tonic water. It's called Olipop. And it is a tonic water that tastes like pop. They have root beer, which is like the best root beer I've ever had. They have strawberry vanilla and they have orange cream. And I like all three. But root beer is my absolute favorite. And I guess I have a cola flavor. I haven't tried it, but I don't want to. I don't miss Pepsi. I don't miss Coke. I once in a while I'll miss Dr. Pepper, but then I have I have a lip balm that tastes like Dr. Pepper. So if I'm really missing it, I'll put the lip balm on. And yeah, I'll let myself have a taste. Or my husband drinks it, so every once in a blue moon, I'll take a sip out of his. Doesn't happen very often because I really don't miss it that much. Uh, but Olipop, yeah, and plus Olipops have a prebiotic in them, so it helps me with that too. So yeah, I really like it. They're more expensive because it's all natural and has that prebiotic in it. But I only drink like maybe one a month, maybe two. So I have some in there that I bought throughout the months that are still sitting in there. Now, I did last month, was it? I drank a little more because my daughter found some for me here that I didn't have to order in my Imperfect Foods box. And she brought me, that was the first time I got to taste the strawberry vanilla because on Imperfect Foods, they have all three, but the only way you can get the strawberry vanilla is in the case. And I can't quite handle that money wise. It's not like a case of 24, it's a 12 pack. So yeah, I can't afford that. Olipop is my absolute favorite. And it's not quite a pop, but it's still water. Favorite animal? Okay, I'm sure you guys do not have to ask, but there's my little co-host over here sleeping. Kitty cats. Love kitty cats. But if you're talking about like an animal other than the ones we can have as pets, red pandas. I am in love with red pandas. Anytime we go to the zoo, ever since our zoo, because we have a zoo here in South Bend, Indiana, that I've been going to ever since a little girl. They got red pandas, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, I think. Well, no, my daughter's 25. So when she was a toddler, I think is when they came in. So maybe even 25 years ago, because we didn't go when she was a baby. But I used to take her all the time, and that's how I got my walking in. And she got to see all the animals. She just loved the zoo. She doesn't go anymore because she doesn't like what zoos stand for as far as the animals. But our zoo tends to take more rescue animals. So I don't mind going there as much. At least that's what I was told. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's still the case, but I'd have to look it up. But they have red pandas, and I love them. Absolutely love them. And so does my friend who I made a lovey for her son. That is a red panda lovey. So she's supposed to be sending me some pictures with him using it, and she's not done that yet. So we'll have to ask her about that again. But anyway, let's move on. My best friend is stopping by to see me today in about an hour, and I do have gotta eat dinner at some point. I'm on steroids right now for falling and hurting my back, and I have to make sure that I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And with not being able to eat well, that's like really hard for me. So I just made a fresh batch of protein bites. Sometimes I just take a couple of those so I have something in my stomach. Um, yeah. I was thinking of actually eating soup, and then I was going to make something that I pack full of protein that I can eat. I was going to make chocolate chip cookie bars. Honestly, I am tired of baked goods right now, and I have gained some weight because of the carbohydrates, but because I can't keep dense proteins down and even some non-dense ones, and I keep getting sick and things coming back up. Um, that that's how I'm getting my protein. I'm taking bone broth and I am putting as much in as I can without ruining the texture and so that it will still bake. And that's what my dietitian is telling me. But something's got to give because I've got to start losing some weight again because I will not go back up to the highest weight that I was before. I'm getting closer, and I got rid of all of my big clothes that I had. So these I actually still had hanging around here. Well, they're loose on me, but I don't want to fit them. So yeah, I actually have a friend coming to start walking with me tomorrow. I think I said that earlier. Sorry, squirrel brain and whatever. Favorite holiday? I would say Christmas. With my birthday being Christmas Eve, Christmas would be, yeah. I always like Valentine's Day too. Um, Not because I consider it a couple's holiday, but because I consider you can give the people that you care about and love a Valentine. Growing up, my mom always made sure this is I think one of my favorite memories from growing up is that on every Valentine's Day, my mom always had something little that she would put by where we sat and had breakfast because she was usually gone um, to, to work already. So she would have like maybe a little Valentine since my brother and I had, fill out the Valentines to take to school. If there were extra ones, I think she'd use those most of the time, but sometimes she went and bought an actual, big card Valentine and she'd have that sitting there for us. And then there'd be like a little like a little gift, just something small. Like one year she gave me barrettes that had a red heart. Um, like I want to say crystals on the inside because it wasn't like little tiny crystals, but it looked like it was one big stone in there, but it wasn't a stone. However, they do that to make it look like that. Maybe it's just some kind of glass. Um, but it was red, and you can kind of see through to the other side. But I love that. I still have them here somewhere. I know my daughter wore them when she was little because I just loved them. And I always had a hard time wearing them because they were on a bobby pin and I could never quite put them in right. But I can do that now. So I'm like, I need to find them because I I would like to wear them again. I know they're a little kiddish, but I love them. So I know they're here somewhere. I just don't know exactly where. Um, Favorite book. If it comes to the exact favorite book, I love Gone with the Wind. And I read Gone with the Wind for the first time, I think, when I was in, I want to say fourth grade. Because I think that's the year that I used to go and stay with my aunt and uncle, and they lived not in South Bend at the time. They lived in a town that was like 20 to 30 minutes away. So, and I loved their house. Oh, I loved their house. They had like a two-story Victorian house with the wraparound porch, and I just loved their house. And I'd go and I'd visit, and my aunt read all the classics. She gave me my other all-time favorite. And honestly, I guess probably more than Gone with the Wind, now that I think about it, is Wuthering Heights. I got that book from her when I was like in fourth grade. I had a hard time getting through the beginning of it. So I put it down. I didn't pick it back up until I was in middle school. And then I still was like, kind of, yeah, I don't know. But I know I had read it by the time I was out of middle school and was totally in love with Heathcliff and Kathy. And I read it again in high school, and I've read it again since then. And I like watching the movie on TV when I can find the right one. I can't remember which version it is that I watch, but yeah, it's an older one. It's not the newer one. I've seen the newer one, but I prefer the older one. Um, plus, if you go by what kind of genre of books, I like historical romances. Love them. Love suspense. My favorite writer, may she rest in peace because she passed away like a year or two ago, was Mary Higgins Clark. Love all of her books. I think I've read almost every single one. I think there might be one or two more out there I haven't read yet. And, well, maybe four or five I haven't read yet, but one or two that I have not gotten to read. Like the other ones are physically here for me to read. Um, but so I've got to go down the whole long list because she wrote a ton of books and find out the actual ones that I have not read yet. Pizza topping, cheese. I love. We have a place here. It's called Blaze Pizza, and you can get an 11-inch personal pizza, and they have like four or five different kinds of cheeses. I get every single cheese put on it except for the vegan one because I figure there's no reason to put that one on there because I'm already getting all the other ones that are non-vegan. Um, but it's nice because when we want to do like a family dinner that's really quickly or something, we can go there because they do have vegan options, and my daughter can have a pizza that she enjoys as well. But I do put all the veggies and stuff on it too. And if I had to pick a second favorite topping, it would be mushrooms. So if I could just have a cheese and mushroom pizza, I would be happy. I'd be very happy with that. I do like to put on now, like the green peppers and black olives. Here's a little thing for you. The only time I like olives at all, black olives, is if are in something Italian in a red sauce on pizza with the red sauce. It has to be the red sauce. I don't like it with the fettuccine sauce. Um, and in Mexican, as in like a taco salad. It's the only time I like them. Otherwise, I cannot stand them. Uh, Favorite pastime, I'm assuming besides crochet, since this is non-yarny. Do you like to watch TV sometimes? Actually, quite a bit. I do like to watch non-yarny YouTubers, and I like to read, and I like to color. So I've got a couple. If I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say, oh, and I like to play games on my phone. So if I had to pick a favorite, it would be playing a couple of the games that I have on my phone. And one of them is a puzzle game, and I just love it. It's just putting jigsaw puzzles together without physically having to buy all these puzzles and find spaces for them. I have it on there, and they have enough free ones that I don't need to pay for any of the ones that you can buy on it. The only thing I've been thinking about purchasing is the non-ads because it starts to get a little tedious when you have to stop and watch ads when you are trying to put a puzzle together. TV series. For most of you already know that. Outlander. I absolutely adore and love Outlander. But besides that, I love all of the FBI shows that are on CBS. There's FBI International, and FBI Serial. I think it's Serial. I don't know if it's Serial Killers or Serial, and I can't remember the exact full name of it, but I like all three. Um, I also like the NCIS, the original. Well, I've been getting into NCIS Hawaii. I loved NCIS New Orleans, but they got rid of it. Actually, I guess it was Louisiana. And when I have time, I watch the Vegas one, but I don't have time to watch all of them. So, and I did hear somebody when I watched this, somebody had said Days of Our Lives because she had seen it all of her life. Well, just like her, I grew up with when I was younger, like just a little kid, toddler. I can remember. I mean, way back. My mom has watched the Young and the all of the CBS soaps ever since I was little. So, and they still have on CBS The Young and the Restless. So, even my husband watches it with me when he's home or when I it records on the DVR and I watch it when I can because there's some days I don't even want the TV on. Today's been one of those days. Or I watch just YouTube stuff. But then I watch it all. Like I can binge it. I can watch like 3 or 4 days in a row, depending on how many I have on there, how much space I have, because I do have other things that I tape on there, like the FBI shows. And so yeah, I will sit and binge a couple while I'm crocheting. So and plus I love any true crime thing I can watch. I am a true crime aholic. So, and I'm always looking for like a different kind of series and stuff. So once we get rid of our cable, like we're planning on doing, and I start streaming, I'm sure I'm going to be able to find some shows that I haven't even seen before. So yeah, I like that too. I like there's a new Nancy Grace one that came out starting like a year ago or something, where they show you how they're catching cold cases by using like people will do the 23 and me DNA testing, all the different DNA testing kits out there, and how they are now solving cold cases by like finding a family member of the person who did the crime, and then like narrowing it down as close as they can if they've taken these tests and finding like a brother or a sister or a father or a mother. It's normally on the male side though. I don't know if that's just for men or if that's for women too, because most of them turn out to be men, unfortunately. Well, I guess I don't know. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate that they do what they do at all. Um, but they can find them that way, and it's just really interesting to watch to see how they do that. Favorite fruit? Blueberries. Blueberries has been like my favorite fruit most of my life. I like raspberries if they can not have the seeds in them. Oh, those and blackberries. I love all my berries, but when they have the seeds in them, oh, that drives me nuts. Um, Yeah, I'm a berry person. I've like trying new fruits. So another one that I really love, really love, and I need to have my husband get me one. Check the prices on it, see if they're not too bad with the how they've been raised. But I haven't seen them in the ad, so I don't know if the store has them right now or not. But star fruit. I love star fruit. And sometimes, depending on how ripe they are, they can taste like an amazing grape. I love grapes too. Oh, love grapes. So I love all my berries. I love my grapes, and I love star fruit. Um, Plus, there's so many more. Oranges, especially the little cutie, the little mandarin oranges. Oh, yeah. I am a big fruit person. I love most kind of fruits. I love kiwi. Um, I've only found a couple fruits that I really don't enjoy. So, like, persimmons are way too sweet for me. But I did try them. I will try new things. Mangoes aren't really my thing unless they're already in some kind of blended drink. But trying to actually peel them and use them, oh, yeah, that was not a lot of fun when I did that. Favorite vegetable. My favorite vegetable would be spaghetti squash, and I do not get it very often, but I absolutely love it. I need to start having my husband pick me up one of those too, so I can eat those noodles, or because they're not noodles, it's spaghetti squash. It's easier to go down than regular noodles. He's just learned to, when he makes noodles, to overcook them because even though I've had my Rowan reversed, I still have a small tummy. The surgeon made it so it's like my stomach is banded like forever. He said if a surgeon would go in and look, my stomach looks like a snowman because it looks like it has a permanent band around it. And so that's why I can't eat a lot. And with dense proteins, that makes that an issue. Um, Between that and my chronic pancreatitis, it's been making it a huge issue. But I can only eat like a couple bites of things. So when it comes to things like pastas, they have to be overcooked because I used to love al dente pasta so much. But if I would eat it al dente and then drink something later, even within 2 hours later, it will make the pasta that is left in my stomach expand. And that is just an excruciating feeling when you have room in your stomach and you're going about your day okay, and then something that you have eaten has expanded. It just feels horrendous. And that's, I have to overcook pasta and we have to overcook rice. So, like, if I go into a Chinese place and I want to eat, I can't eat their rice. I have to either do like fried rice that I know has been cooked up longer and actually fried. I don't know what the frying does to it, but it doesn't let it expand as much as like if I got just the white rice. And I think it's just because it's cooked a lot longer and they add everything to it. And I have to, sometimes I just eat the toppings and don't even put it over anything. Or I just get the noodles now because those seem to be cooked more, and I just put a few on my plate and then I'll put the toppings on, and I eat mostly the toppings anyway. By toppings, I mean what the main dish is. I don't get to eat it mixed with the rice anymore. So, but I have to be careful because a lot of the vegetables and stuff in there are not cooked as well as I need them to be either. So that bothers me. Um, Favorite subject in school. My favorite subject in school was choir, singing, and band when I was in band. But if you're going by the regular subjects, I would have to say math. Um, I'm not very well with writing essays and things like that. I actually had somebody tell me today that I should write my life story. Um, that she writes some small snippets and things for Audible, and she makes money that way. And that she thinks if I write down my life story and sell it to Audible, that there would be a lot of interest for that. So I don't know. I'm on the edge about that. I mean, I know I tell you guys about my life, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So, but I told her I'd think about it. But I'm trying to get my business classes together for a business because I'm learning how to get my business off the ground. So right now that's my big thing. She said, "Oh, just take paper and jot things down everyone, like a journal." So I might do that. I've had a couple people tell me that telling my life story would be very interesting for people to hear, but I don't know. I just really don't know. Um, Favorite actor slash actress. My favorite actor was William Hurt, and he just passed away like a month or two ago. I was extremely sad. Um, he's one of them. I have so many, I can't name them all. Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks. Give me a Tom Hanks movie. And actress wise, Julia Roberts. I love Julia Roberts. Um, Julianne Moore. I love her too. And she started off on one of the soap operas that I watched. So, on As the World Turns. So, if you didn't know that bit of trivia, there you go. Um, yeah, I'm going to stop there, or I could just keep on listing and listing. Um, Favorite singer. Well, to date me, my favorite male singer, and has always been one of my all-time favorite, and I got teased in college because I liked them, was Barry Manilow. One of the guys in school, in college, used to call him Barely Man Enough. I had a poster of him up in my dorm room. I've been to two or three concerts. My aunt was, well, they call his fans Fanalos. I've never really been in a fan, group for him or anything. I have followed some a little bit. Um, but my aunt used to go to all of his concerts. She even went to see him in Vegas when he was there. You know how they go there and they stay there for like a year or whatever. He was there for a couple years. I was so sad. My husband and I, we were going to try and get out there, but there was no way we couldn't afford it. I wanted to go out and see him so bad. And I wanted to see Celine Dion too. My husband got taken to Vegas by his boss at the time, and they got to see Celine Dion. They got the tickets for free, and I was so jealous. Plus, he rode around in a limousine the whole entire time he was there. I've never been in a limo. I'm like, talk about being jealous. And his boss's wife and I both told them, next time you're taking us with. And that next time never happened. So I'm sure it happened for her because he's the one who has the means to be able to do that stuff, but never happened for us. Um, Favorite superhero. Oh, anyway, singer Celine Dion. I love Celine Dion too. I love me some Garth Brooks. Um, Faith Hill and her husband Tim McGraw. Uh, there are so many, so many. Um, Adele. I love Adele. And I'm trying to think of the one female country singer that I listen to all the time. And I would love to go and see her in concert, but there's no way I can afford her prices. I love Carrie Underwood, but that's not who I'm trying to think of. Um, my brain is blank. The one who did the album Red, the one who has written a lot of songs about her exes. I can see her picture in my head, but I cannot come up with her name. So that's how my head gets. Favorite superhero? I don't follow all the superhero stuff. I when I come across one, I do like to watch them. Like I watched one about one a female superhero, and I can't remember what her name is, but I loved her. She was so badass. I loved her so much. Um, but I watched the whole series, and there was like no more to it. So that was on Netflix, and I can't remember what her name was for the life of me. So I guess I'd have to say like Batman because I grew up watching Batman, but I know he's not part of what they usually call quote superhero. Um, and the other one that I loved was Superman. Um, favorite comedian. Uh, I had his name written down here, and now that must have been on my other paper, and I forgot to transfer it. Robin Williams. I'm like William Hurt. I'm going William, looking at the William. Robin Williams. My all-time favorite comedian is Robin Williams, and it is so sad to me to think of all the greatness that he had left and what depression can do to you. And of course, I'm reminded of that all over again by the passing of Naomi Judd. So, um, favorite season is spring. I love spring with all of the new animals, the baby ducklings, the baby birds, all the little tiny new animals you see running around, and then all of the flowers coming back. My irises are up and they're beautiful. My lilac bush was bloomed this last week. I opened the door this morning because we've had the house closed up because it was way too hot. Today's a beautiful, it's in the 60s. Beautiful day. I open up the door and my lilac, the smell from my lilacs just wafted by my face. And I was just like, keep on wanting to go out and I keep forgetting to go out and cut some before the wind and the rain because we've had so much wind and rain here lately that there's only like half a bush left now because it's just knocked the petals down. My favorite flower is a lilac and I just love it. The peonies will be blooming in about a month or so. They'll just be in just a couple weeks. They'll be gorgeous. Now the peony bush is quote my husband's because I gave it to him for Father's Day one year, but it's just gorgeous. He asked for it. It was like right after we had moved in here and we were putting our flower bed together. Yeah. So, um, favorite movie? Going back to Gone with the Wind. That's my absolute favorite movie, but I have so many more. Pretty Woman. Um, Dirty Dancing. When I'm feeling down, oh, I love to watch Dirty Dancing. And again, I miss Patrick Swayze. He could go under actor too. I love Patrick Swayze. Um, favorite smell. This is a hard one. The lilacs, like I said earlier, that I'll never get tired of that smell. When you open the door and you can smell them, not just when they're in your house, but when you just open the door and you can smell it coming in on the breeze. Um, after the rain, my favorite time. I think it just smells so heavenly. And when you can feel the rain coming in, when you have a big storm coming in and it starts to get dark and you just smell that shift in the smells around you. I love that. And then in the wintertime, when you have that really white, crisp snow outside and you can just smell it all around you. Those are some of my favorite smells. Um, daffodils, another favorite flower. Love the smell of daffodil. Best friend. My best friend from grade school, her name is Michelle. And her and I are one of those people that we may not talk for months to years, but when we get back together, it's like we just get going like no time has escaped in between us. Um, then my other best friend who's coming over later is Beth. I'm one of those people, I have some multiples. You know how you can have like layers, or you can have a best friend in different places. Like I can have my best yarny friend, which is Nadine. And now Donna is one of them, and so is Kaylin and Ambie, who I'm doing the collaboration with. Um, but Nadine, her and I talk as often as we can. And right now she's been really sick, and Donna and I have been talking, and she's on vacation this weekend, and I'm missing her, and I'm hoping she's having a wonderful time. I like to make friends with everybody. As you guys know, I want to get to know all of you. I like to get to know everybody. So it's hard for me to say I have an absolute positive best friend. So I hope you don't get upset with that, but that's really, the truth. Well, besides my husband, I mean, my husband, of course, is my best friend, and my daughter. Both of them are. My daughter's raised now, so she can be one of my best friends. Um, so yeah, I'm lucky, I guess, that way. But I don't know. I don't have enough time with my husband, so I miss him. So I don't always think of him as being my best friend because we have all the issues that we need to deal with by not seeing each other. Favorite decade would have to be the 80s. Big hair, the music, all the boy bands, and the steamy melody, or the love songs, the ballads. Poison, Gotta Love Me, some Bret Michaels. Um, Journey, love Journey. Yeah, take me back to the 80s, music wise. Some of the clothes. Didn't have to be all the clothes. I love the big shaker sweaters. Those, oh, I love those. Loved those. Um, those were a cross between the 80s and the 90s because they started to become popular in the late 80s and really took off in the early 90s. Favorite YouTube channel, and of course it can't be Yarny related. So, and which I wouldn't say, well, you guys all know one of my favorite YouTube channels, Yarny related, is Ella from No Catchy Name. Um, and I've told you the other ones that are my favorites before. So if you want to know all of those, you can go back and watch previous tapings because I've discussed who I like to watch. But as far as non-Yarny, I love Bailey Sarian. She does makeup and murder Mondays. Love it. I love her take on all these cases of these true crime murders, and she's just so fun to watch. Now there are other people out there on YouTube who do this, but most of them have copied her. As far as I know, she was the original one who did makeup and murder. But I know I've known since then there are more. There are a couple who do actually the makeup and murder. Then there are some who just go on and discuss the different cases. Um, but I love her. She now has a Thursdays is Dark History. She does a podcast on Thursdays, Dark History podcast. Um, and that's all about things in history that where you find the darkness behind them. Like one of them was the creation of the pill and contraception, and how they tested on women who had no idea what was going to happen. So yeah, um, that one's interesting too. I do not like her Netflix series that well, but I've only seen one of them so far, so I don't like it as much as her Murder on Mondays. Um, yeah. What other favorite? I've used to watch different. I've watched YouTube for years. I didn't just find the Yarny community until a couple years ago, but I've been watching YouTube itself 4 years. Um, there is a podcaster who I used to watch, and I'm not going to think of her name. Um, face. I think her name is Amy, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you what it is because I can't remember. But I do like watching like cooking stuff, finding good all natural recipes. There's a guy who I watch who has an air fryer show. When I first got my air fryer, I'd watch him. Um, I'm not going to say some of them that I used to watch because now it's like I couldn't even imagine turning on their channel now. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. I have so many saved, but a lot of them were from when I had my direct sales business too. A lot of the people who were, really making it and earning a lot of money had their own channels, and you'd watch them to try and get tips. Um, yeah, whenever true crime, anything. Like I look for it on TV, but when I'm on here, because it's one of my interests, it's one of those things that pop up. So every once in a while, I will watch this stuff, and especially if it's on the Delphi murders. Those happened here in Indiana and not too far from where my in-laws live. So, yeah, we've all been taken by that one. And even my husband, he's like, have you heard anything new? Have you seen anything new? Or did you hear this? Did you hear that? We are so hoping they catch the person who did it soon. Um, yeah, that's a horrific case. If you haven't heard of it before, I know it's been all over the national news and they get tips from everywhere. Um, but if you've never heard of it before, and if you're into true crime, that's one that you should go look at. And that is my 23rd question. And I was hoping not to take this long, but of course I get off on tangents and I have more than one answer and yada, yada, yada. But I need to get going because my friend is going to be here in like soon, maybe 45 minutes, not 45, 15 minutes to half an hour. So I do have something I want to bake that I need to get in the oven. So I need to do that so I can have it for dinner and, or with dinner, because I think I'm going to make soup maybe for dinner. It's cool enough that I could do soup. That will stay down. So, or at least it should. I have some that I have issues with that won't. Like I love the chunky style soups, but if I'm having too much issues, the meats just won't. Here's, can you say hi, Kalua? Can you say hi? No, you're getting your ears scratched. You don't want to say hi? No, no. Okay, kisses? Mama have kisses? Okay. She needs to. She's feeling left out because we have I don't know if I ever mentioned it on here, but I know Kaylin knows and the people that I do the crochet with me, they all know because if we're on late doing the crochet with me's and it gets to be 10 o'clock at night, that's when her and her brother get their treats and it's when I get up to go outside to feed um, two strays that we have been feeding for over a month now, and we've been trying to get somebody to come out here to check their chip because there is an organization out here that will do that. They haven't done it yet, so we tried to get them together now that my husband has a couple days off and he's not working as much overtime. Um, we tried to get them in the cat carrier last week, but I am literally, if you see scratches, I've got some here. I have scratches all over me because the kitten I was holding, um, she wasn't as scared at first of the cage, but the one that he was trying to get in, who's a little bit older, he was frantic. We don't know if maybe somebody put them in a carrier and dropped them off over here, like took them from one neighborhood and brought them here. Like we've been hearing is happening a lot. Um, or if it's like these two are scared to death of the cat carriers because they know they're going to go to the vet. And Halford especially because he almost died on us and he had to go to the cat hospital and he was in there for almost a whole week, if I remember right. Ow, ow, Kahlua. She's giving me one of those love taps, but then the nails dig in. Um, so when they see them, they're petrified because he thinks he's going somewhere, and we're gonna leave him there. And she just, ever since she had her, oh, well, she was already fixed when we got her. What did she have done? She had to stay at the vet for some reason overnight, and I can't remember what it was. She's hated going in ever since then. So she's not declawed, so she didn't have a decline done. Can't remember. I don't know. Maybe it's not that. I think it's just the vet visits themselves. She does not like being in the carrier in the car. So we think that, and if I remember right, when I was told by the foster family that had her, when I got her, I think she was in a box of kittens that was left like on the side of the road. So she's scared to death of the cat carrier. And she cries the whole entire time that we're in the car. So yeah, hers isn't from surgery. It was the cat that I had before her. We had to take her. We got her from the same place, but she wasn't fixed yet. So we had to take her into the vet to get her fixed. And she just hated anytime she saw the cat carrier after that, after she had her surgery. So anyway, I need to get going. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of this beautiful weekend. I hope it's beautiful where you are. I know it was going to snow out in Colorado because I was in a summit this whole entire this last week, a free crochet business summit, and the lady who put it on, her name is Pam Grice. She stays in a hotel for that week so that she has quiet around her. She doesn't have to worry about noises and stuff because like she's having a new house built and stuff. So there's construction going on all the time. So she goes and stays in a hotel. And she wanted to she was supposed to stay until Saturday. The last day of the summit was Friday. She was gonna, stay all night, sleep, and then go home. But they had snow coming and she wanted to leave and get home before the snow came. So I know it's snowing out west, so I hope it's not too bad, you guys. And I'm sure that's why our weather has probably calmed down and back to where it was a couple weeks ago when they said we were going to have a spring, and then all of a sudden it got hot, just like summer, and now it's cooling back down. So hope it stays like this, especially since I'm going to start walking with a friend tomorrow because I hate walking out in between after 75 degrees. It gets too hot for me. So, but especially, I can do okay up until 80, but after 80, forget it. I don't want to be outside walking. So, said, remember, you matter. All of you matter to me, and I do want to get to know every single one of you. And if you need me, if you need anybody, if you just need somebody to talk to, if you're lonely, like I was when I started this channel, if you just need somebody to talk with or just somebody to let it all out and you know somebody's listening, send me an email. And I'll do webcam with you if you need, just the two of us. Um, I'll even give you my phone number. As long as I know that you're subscribed to my channel and you're not going to be some crazy person. Um, I've had a couple people email me now, and I will email you back. It may not be right away, but as soon as I can, I will email you back. So, yeah, I want to get to know everything I can about you guys. Remember, you matter to me. And if you ever have a day where you think you do not matter, remember you matter to somebody, not just me. You matter to somebody else. There's always somebody out there who cares about you. You may not see it. You may not think, if you have kids, you have people who care about you. Whether you're going through the weird stages, when they know everything, they still care about you. So I always knew my daughter cared about me, even when she told me she hated me. So which she didn't say very often. I was lucky about that. But, you know, now her and I have the best relationship you can think of. So, well, I guess it could be better, but it's good. So, anyway, remember you matter. And remember, please remember, because my daughter is the one who really instilled this into me. My husband tried, but it took my daughter to do it. Remember, you're beautiful and you're gorgeous. And for the men out there, you're so handsome. Every every single person is beautiful and gorgeous and handsome. And that's all I have to say. Everybody is, whether you think you are or not, you are. And if anybody tells you differently, tell them they're wrong. Tell them you are wrong. I am beautiful. So I will see you later. Love you guys.